Hello and welcome to Britain's favourite Sunday sermon. Another extraordinary week in British politics. We had the autumn statement, lots of the usual congratulatory stuff, waffle and spin. But when you look in the detail, actually, what do we see? Growth, down. Net income, down. Taxes, up. Unemployment, up. And public sector debt, up. A terrible, terrible legacy after 13 years of Conservative rule. Quite extraordinary. You'd have thought that would have been it. That would have been enough for a big week in politics. But that was just the amuse-bouche to what was to come on Thursday. The immigration numbers, we knew they were coming. We'd been led to believe they might be quite bad. I just want you to think about this picture in your mind of a dam. And the first brick in the dam breaks away. And then another, and then another. And then all of a sudden, there's a moment when the dam bursts. And what these immigration numbers showed was that actually there has been a huge, huge mass immigration arriving in the United Kingdom last year and this year that represent the most shocking numbers any of us have ever seen. But first of all, this mass immigration represents the greatest betrayal that we've ever seen. You remember the slogan, take back control of our laws, our money, and our borders. Yes, that meant immigration. That was a meaningful factor in the Brexit vote some 7 years ago. Take back control of our borders. And then, in the manifesto 2019, the Conservatives promised to get immigration down from the numbers back then, net 200,000. If only. Just think about that. Net 200,000. So earlier this year, we were shocked when the net number for 2022 was 606,000. Treble what the Conservatives had promised. Well, this Thursday, we had even more bad news because the ONS had revised their numbers up by some 20%. So 606,000 net was 745,000 net. But actually focus on the gross number, the number of people arriving into the UK as that dam had burst. 2022, 1.25 million people. That's a city the size of Birmingham in 1 year. We were told it was exceptional, but it turns out it wasn't. In fact, 2023 will be almost exactly the same in terms of those arriving into the UK. Work visas, family visas, extended visas, student visas, you name it. It's become completely open season, open borders. So you've got a city the size of Birmingham arriving in 2022, another Birmingham city arriving in 2023, and all the indications are it'll be exactly the same next year in 2024. Don't believe any spin and waffle that this was exceptional. I'll tell you why. Because the student numbers are soaring. It's like we're at base camp of Everest, going through the roof. If you're a student coming to the UK, don't worry, bring in as many dependents as you want. Soaring numbers. In the last 12 months, 650,000 student visas, of which it turns out, on my analysis, only some 400,000 are in the immigration numbers to June 2023. So these numbers are going to remain very high or higher still. And because we've heard all these promises before and we've been let down before, we've been betrayed before, no one will believe the spin and the waffle from government ministers. Least of all the new Home Secretary, who really doesn't seem to think it's a problem. In fact, he was trying this week to sort of give a positive spin to these numbers, to say, aren't we doing well? We've got lots more international university students. Yeah, but actually, what courses are they doing? And everybody's staying here. It's not what we voted for, Home Secretary. Not at all. It's not what you promised, what you signed up for back in 2019. You've betrayed us. You've misled us. You have deliberately lied to us. Because this is all on you. You put in place these policies with these working visas, supposedly skilled working visas, with salary thresholds as low in some cases as £16,000. With student visas, again, complete open season. And I have no confidence whatsoever that this will change anytime soon. Just think about this. Last year, 2022, the number of people arriving in 1 year was more than the total net immigration for 1,500 years before the year 2000. That is a seismic, massive change to the shape, the feel, and indeed the culture of the United Kingdom, which we can all sense and feel and literally just know that our culture is changing in front of our eyes. And I think many, many millions of people are saying, hang on, we didn't vote for this, we didn't sign up to this, we didn't agree to this. In fact, we deliberately voted for the opposite. And I tell you, something is happening. Something is changing. We've seen it already across nations in Europe who have rejected mass immigration that has come with a huge host of challenges, law and order problems, and sadly, additional violence. We've seen very bad events this week in Ireland. We don't want that or wish that on anybody. But there are consequences when our leaders betray us and let us down and make catastrophically bad decisions. That's what's happening now. And here's the thing to remember. Within the next 12 months, there's going to be a general election here in the UK. My sense is telling me that this situation is not sustainable. People are absolutely fuming mad. I think the election is coming. It's probably coming sooner rather than later in the next 12 months. And I think everybody needs to be ready and be under no illusion. Like other elections across Europe, this election will be centred around one single topic: immigration. Mass immigration, whether it be lawful or illegal. Who is going to freeze immigration and who is going to stop the boats? That will be the decision for the British people. And with that, have a great day. Here endeth my Sunday sermon.